In the last video, I was not too happy with the mounting mast that I made for the weather station. So I have made some changes to it, and this follow-up video describes those changes. So I found this thing from a company called Mr. Longarm, and it's a tapered adapter, and it will fit in here like that, but it's a little bit loose. So I think I'm going to cut maybe a ½ inch or inch off here, and maybe I can get it in here to be a little more snug. And also I might be able to epoxy it in here. And what this does is it has threads in it, which I think they call Acme, I'm not sure. But they match the threads in these broomstick handles, you know, that painters use, you know, for their paint brushes and things. This is a 4-footer that will expand to 8 foot, so this is going to be my new mast. Now you probably could just screw this in with a couple screws into the plastic, and it might be good enough. I just took some electrical tape, wrapped a couple loops around the tapered part so that it wasn't wobbly, stuck it in there and put it in with a couple sheet metal screws, and now it's really good and secure. So I can take my handle and then just screw the handle in there, which is going to be too difficult to do. Hold on to the camera. And that makes a nice secure mount. It doesn't wobble or anything, so I think it's going to work. I'm going to make some blocks that will stand off the pole for the weather sensor off from the ladder on the back. And to do that, I'm going to make these blocks that I cut out of 3/4 inch thick starboard. And you can buy just small pieces like this. This is the 12 by 12 inch piece. I think it was around $20. And these are 3/4 inch thick. And when I put two of them together, then I'll drill two 1-inch holes in the sides here, which is what the size of the poles are, both on the upright of the ladder and on the mast. And then when I'm done, I will put this here so I can tighten it down. Now it's impossible to drill a good hole here without some help. So what I have is some 1/4 inch thick pieces of plywood that I'm going to sandwich all together like this. And then when I drill them, then I'll drill into the center here and here, and that'll give me just a nice little round here and here for the masts, and just a little bit of a 1/4 inch clearance to help tighten it down. And so when you use this piece of plywood as a guide, then you get a nice straight hole. And I'm using Forstner bits, which helps too. And I have a roundover bit here in my router table, and I'm just going to run each one of these pieces through here and just kind of relief the edges to make a nice little round edge. And so with about 20 minutes work here, we've made a couple clamps. See, you can see how the nice rounded edges are. And this should hold the mast to the ladder, so we'll try it out. Okay, so here we go. Here's the clamp, the upper clamp, and down in here is the lower clamp. And there's the mast. Now, there's 3 things I did not like about the other one. First is that it was difficult to turn the orientation of this to south-north, which you have to align properly to get the right reading on the wind vane. This, all you have to do is just loosen these a little bit and you can turn it. The second thing is that this is an improvement over is the head disconnects way up here, where before I had a 6-foot pole on top of the head and it was hard to store. Now I can just store the head separately and actually protect it a little bit more. The next thing is the suction cups didn't always stay, whereas this here is always going to stay. So all in all, this is much better result than the original attempt.